Hi, welcome back to my channel Marketing for Beginners. Hope you liked my previous video on Introduction to Marketing. We buy so many products. Some of them we buy in routine while others are bought occasionally. We seldom notice that there are some steps which we follow while taking buying decisions. In this video, I will discuss consumer decision process. It involves steps in decision making to understand how consumers obtain information, how they form beliefs, and the criteria that we use to make product choices. Let's discuss the process.
Consumer decision-making process or the buying process refers to a five-stage model through which a consumer passes while buying a product. It generally starts before the actual purchase and lasts long afterwards. The buying process helps marketers to understand key consumer behavior questions such as who, what, when, how, and why related to a purchase. It is important to note that consumers don't always pass through all the five stages. For example, when a person buys a regular brand of soap or shampoo, he may go through only two stages, that is, the need recognition stage and the purchase decision stage. On the other hand, a person who has to buy a car may pass through all the stages. Stages of the buying process are need recognition, information search, evaluation of alternatives, purchase decision, and post-purchase behavior. The first stage is need recognition. Consumer decision-making process starts when a buyer identifies a problem or a need. A problem or a need is recognized when there is a difference between actual state and desired state of affairs. It refers to a basic sense of deprivation felt by a person and can be small, large, simple, or complex. Further, problems can be triggered by internal or external stimuli. When a person's normal needs such as hunger, thirst, etc. rises to a threshold level, we say that the need has been triggered by internal stimuli. For example, when the blood sugar level lowers, a person feels hungry and needs something to eat. On the other hand, external stimuli, that is, some external factors, arouse a need for a product. For example, a person passing from outside a bakery may start feeling hungry after smelling freshly baked cakes, or a person may be attracted to buy a new phone on seeing an advertisement or his friend's latest phone. Thus, marketers should gather information to identify the circumstances which trigger different needs. The next stage is information search stage. During this stage, consumers search for information related to a problem or their need. Information search takes place at two levels. Heightened attention. It means that a person becomes aware or more receptive to information about a product. Active information search means the person starts reading more material, calls his friends, may search information online, or visit stores or learn more about the product. For example, if a consumer wants to buy a personal computer, he or she may simply pay more attention to product information of a personal computer or become more attentive to computer advertisements, computers purchased by his friends, and peer conversations about computers. Or he or she may more actively seek information by visiting stores, talking to his friends, or reading computer magazines, etc. Through gathering information, the consumer learns more about brands that compete in the market. Consumers may collect information from different sources. First is personal sources. These include family, friends, neighbors, acquaintances, etc. Then we have commercial sources, which include advertisements, websites, emails, salespersons, dealers, packaging, displays, etc. Then we have public sources, which include mass media, social media, consumer rating organizations, etc. and experiential sources, which refer to handling, examining, or using a product. The relative amount of influence of information sources depend upon the product category and buyer characteristics. Generally, personal or experiential sources are considered to be more reliable and effective as compared to commercial sources. A consumer is actively involved in information search while buying an expensive or a high involvement product such as a laptop, smartphone, washing machine, etc. In another case, while buying garments, he may go through moderate search and may use experiential or commercial sources. On the other hand, while buying a routine product such as a soft drink, cheese, toothpaste, etc., he may go for limited information search or no search at all. Thus, marketers should identify the attributes that influence consumer information search and understand the search dynamics. The next stage is evaluation of alternatives. The evaluation process is cognitively driven and rational. While buying a product, a consumer is looking for certain benefits to satisfy his needs. A number of alternatives or brands are available in the market, so a consumer has to decide a criteria for narrowing down the choice for selecting a particular brand. A person engaged in extensive problem solving evaluates several brands. On the other hand, in case of a habitual decision, he may not consider any alternative. We have an awareness set which consists of the evoked set and brands not recalled. Evoked set refers to the alternatives that the consumer knows. Brands not recalled are those which do not come to the mind of the consumer. The evoked set consists of consideration set and brands not considered. Consideration set refers to the alternatives that consumer actually considers while buying a product. Brands not considered are those brands which the consumer does not consider in his purchase decision. In the information search stage, the consumer comes to know about competing brands and their features. The total set refers to all available brands in the market. In case a consumer wants to buy a smartphone, the total set will refer to all the smartphone brands in the market. The awareness set refers to those brands which the consumer is aware of or comes to know after collecting information regarding smartphones. His awareness set may consist of a few brands out of the total set of brands. Next, during the evaluation stage, the consumer will come to know that only some of them meet his initial buying criteria such as price, processing speed, or screen size, etc. As he collects more information, only a few or maybe one or two brands may meet his choice criteria based on certain set of attributes that deliver the benefits. Thus, the consumer sees each product as a bundle of attributes with different levels of ability of delivering benefits to satisfy his or her need. The distinction among the need, benefits, and attributes is very important. So, the final decision is taken by considering the most preferred brand from the choice set. The next stage is purchase decision stage. During the previous stage, consumers form preferences among different brands in the choice set and may also form an intention to buy a particular brand. The choice criteria is influenced by consumers' product knowledge, number of brands, social factors, etc. Marketers can influence consumer decisions by creating an environment to attract attention or alter consumer attitude or behavior so that structured decisions and buying choices are made. There are two main factors which affect the conversion of a purchase intention into a purchase decision. The first factor is attitude of others, that is, the degree of other person's negative attitude towards the brand, and the second factor is consumers' motivation to comply with other person's wishes or attitude. Further, a change in consumer intention to buy a product, postpone it, or avoid the purchase decision depends upon the risks associated with the purchase decision. These include functional risk, which refers to the probability that the product would not perform as expected. Physical risk refers to the threat of the product to the health of the user or others. Financial risk is the risk that the product is not worth its price. Social risk refers to the threat that the product leads to embarrassment in front of others. Then we have psychological risk, which refers to the effect of purchase on mental well-being of the user. And the time risk refers to the opportunity cost of finding another better alternative. The last stage is post-purchase behavior. Post-purchase behavior is a function of difference between consumer expectations and the product's perceived performance. If performance falls short of expectations, the consumer is dissatisfied. If it meets the expectations, the consumer is satisfied, whereas if performance exceeds the expectations, the consumer feels delighted. The larger the gap between the expectations and the performance, greater will be the dissatisfaction. It also depends upon the level of purchase involvement of the consumer. Purchase involvement means the level of concern for or interest in the purchase situation. It determines how extensively the consumer searches information in making a purchase decision. For example, one buys a brand of product, for example, Coca-Cola, as a matter of habit, then in that case, it is a very low involvement product and will not create much dissonance. However, if the purchase involvement is high and the consumer is involved in extensive purchase decision making, for example, a laptop, a washing machine, or a smartphone, he or she is more likely to be involved in more elaborate post purchase evaluation, often by questioning the rightness of his decision. Did I make the right choice? Should I have gone with some other brand? This is a common reaction after making a difficult, complex, or relatively permanent decision. This type of doubt and anxiety is referred to as post-purchase cognitive dissonance. Thus, after a purchase, a consumer experiences dissonance by noticing some unfavorable feature of the product purchased or learning some favorable aspect about other brands. He will be alert to information that supports his decision. So, marketing communications should supply information and evaluations that reinforce his choice and help him feel satisfied with the purchase decision. Thus, marketers must monitor purchase satisfaction, post-purchase actions, products, their uses, and their disposal, because a satisfied consumer is more likely to purchase the product again and spread a positive word of mouth about the product.
Hope my video was useful in understanding the concept of buying process. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more videos.